Hi team, Greg, Acupuncture Queenstown. Today is upper body deep, slow stretch. Because we all get tight in this neck and shoulder stuff. And we're going to hit that straight away with our number one big move in just a second. What you're going to need is a roller or a bolster, block, and a strap. Notice how I don't roll my strap up in a neat circle because who needs that kind of fussiness? So, start on the bolster. What we're looking to do here is open up the chest. I mentioned this before, but most of us have this round shouldered situation here. Okay, so particularly for my fighters that are watching and martial artists and stuff, if you train a lot here, you're going to get this, and you get this kind of heavy set look. Okay, the biggest thing that's causing that is chest. There's a huge stress on the neck because it messes with your posture. So, number one, we lie in a roller or our bolster, arms out to the side, like a big Mexican cactus, okay? Like so. What we're going to do is just hang out here for quite a while. Remember, in these classes, as I mentioned on the lower body one and the all over one, I'm not trying to get anywhere. You can't win. Okay, you're not trying to do 20 reps or 400 pounds or whatever it is, or 3-minute rounds in the bag, etc. What we're doing is just trying to release that tension, which means we just lie here and breathe, and we're listening. We're listening for the muscles to let go. And what I usually do here is to get my arms out level with my shoulders, the elbow level with shoulders, the hands straight from the elbows like a 90-degree angle. Okay, like a big Mexican cactus. I usually do this. A little lift of the head. Sometimes I get a clunk in the back. Sometimes I don't. As I said before, don't tell the chiropractors or the osteopaths. Now the beauty of this one is it's not difficult. If you haven't got a bolster, you can use a roller. If you haven't got a roller, just roll up a towel. Okay? If you're real tight, just a small towel will be enough. All you need is a fulcrum point between the shoulder blades. So your arms have to stretch over that so we get to this stretch on that chest. If you find that your fingers get pins and needly here or tingly, then come out of this position and or straighten the arms. That usually takes that away. Don't stay there with the pins and needles because it means the nerves are getting a little irritated up here in the shoulders. Now, remember, my job is to explain what's happening. Your job is simply to breathe, listen to instructions that are helpful, and simply ignore anything that's not helpful to you at this point. Or if you've heard it before, or if you're practicing this multiple times. What I then do here is just change the angle slightly. I like to bring my arms down, my elbows down a little bit. It changes where I feel the stretch in the shoulder and in the chest. So I'm looking to feel it here somewhere. When I change the angle, sometimes it goes a bit more out into the shoulder here. Remember, we've all got some old stuff, for most of us, injuries and that sort of thing. So we'll find stuff. This is my dodgy side, and I'm like, yeah, there's a slight catch. Or we can take the arms up. If you're real tight, I'm surprised if you start here with your hands like this. Okay, yeah. Elbows high, hands high. Over time, the elbows drop, the hands fall back. And it's the falling, it's the releasing that we're after. And if you just focus on the breath, just notice it. Nothing fluffy and crazy, just notice your breath. And then before you realize it, you go, oh, I can feel the carpet under my fingers on my elbow. So your muscles are released imperceptibly. You take the arms up. You can take them way up here. That is almost up towards your ears. Again, within this arc, Like the old game of snow angels when you were a kid. Just falling back in the snow, moving your arms up and down. It's not the movement we're after so much as the using that to discover our tight spots. So again here, for me, if you do nothing else on the stretch front, I recommend that you do this. This is called the 1,000-pound stretch. That's because I'm English. Down here in New Zealand, though, where I live now, we've got the $2,000 stretch. We've got the $2,000.41 or whatever the exchange rate is this week. That's because it will save you about $2,000 worth of treatment on your neck and shoulders. Do it every day for about 5 minutes when you get home, if you're out and about. Otherwise, if you're not, still, every night, 5 minutes before you go to bed. Just breathe and chill. It will calm you down, it'll chill you out, and it'll take that hunch. Part of that hunch, say for the people who train a lot, is excessive tightness in the chest, chin down, shoulders hunched. On the computer people, it's the same thing. For most of us now, it's the phone. We call it eye neck and eye shoulder, the eye hunch, or the Samsung hunch, or the Huawei hunch. So now my elbows are reasonably touching the carpet. When you come out of this, we're going to bring the hands onto the abdomen. Okay, just go slow, go slow. Whew. And you roll off. Just roll off your bolster or your roller. Move it out of the way for now. Then we'll come into a child's pose. So knees wide for child's pose. I'm going to reach forward. Now we're focusing the upper body. We can't separate the body out completely. Remember, if it's inside your skin, it's connected. This is going to stretch our low back mildly, but mostly we're going to move into our lats, the back here, around the ribs. This lat actually comes right down to your low back. So reach the hands forward. And get that stretch first. Then we'll move our hands to the left. This one's important on the right hand. We're going to walk it like that funny hand in the Monsters, I think it was, in the Addams Family TV show, little mad hand. You walk it across until you feel the stretch in your right low back, ribs, side of the upper back type position. Okay, that's your lats, that's what we're after here. Your chest muscles are attached on the inside of the upper arm and roll it in. And so do your lats. As they get tighter, they will start to roll the arms in. Get that gorilla kind of look. Again, as it loosens, as we said before, we move across to the new position. I'm keeping my hand here so you can hear me, hopefully. You can have your hand here, on top of the right hand. I quite like it out to the side now. It allows me the option to rotate my rib cage. We'll come back to the centre again. The Addams Family hand moves. I think it's called, is it called a thing? Can't remember. Anyway, walking across at the side. It's forward and it's across. The left hand goes forward and across until you feel stretch. Remember, the plan with these stretches is when you feel it, don't grit your teeth and force it. We're not looking to get anywhere, remember. We're looking to release tension, release tightness. So when you feel that first point of stretch, the edge, stop. Either stay there or back off a millimetre or two. Breathe. Consciously drop or relax that region. after a few breaths, you reapproach the edge, and it should have gone further. So you can then take the arm further, whichever part of the body we're working. You find the new edge, same process. Back off a little millimeter or so. Breathe, consciously relax. We take our time. And we'll come back to the center. Hand does the walking. Other hand walks in. And we'll come up. And already, we should feel looser through here. The shoulders sit back more comfortably. And the neck feels easier. So our next move is for the stomach, actually. And we did cover this in the lower body section. The reason we're doing this is if your stomach is tight, it's going to hunch you forward. So it's a drop down cobra. Keep the elbows straight and just drop the belly button or the hips towards the wrist. I recommend having your fingers out to the side, easy on the wrist. And you're just looking to drop your belly. So you've had way too much beer or cake, just let it drop. Unless of course your low back complains, in which case we modify. Always modify whatever I suggest. Now, from here, notice my shoulders around my ears. I'm going to pull the shoulder blades down. I'm going to consciously pull my chest away from my knees. Trying to pull it forward and then up. So I feel a slight pull on the stomach. That's what I want to feel. It can be tricky to stretch the abs well. And a lot of us do lots of ab work, which is great. Six packs and all that. But again, hunching on the sofa with our phones tends to shorten the abdominals. If they're super strong as well, they'll tend to tighten, which creates an upper back hunch. Now we come out of this just easy, easy, easy. Again, check your back is happy. We'll sit back in the child's pose. From here, we'll come up. Now you can sit on your heels here. You can sit on the bolster, or you can sit on the block. Whichever's more comfy. Or sit cross-legged, or sit on a chair. Or sit your legs forward. Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to stretch the upper back between the shoulder blades. So arms out to the side. We cross the arms over. I'm going to mirror teach here. So the left arm goes over the right. Now we bend the arms up. This bit's a bit weird. I want to see if I can catch my hand here. So get this kind of weird prayer position. Okay. A lot of the time people are real tight. They get to about here and you're like, eh. If you can hook that thumb with your fingers, then we're going to hold this and we lift. What we're doing here is lifting the elbows up. If you're real tight and you can't, still lift the elbows a bit. What we're getting is this side. Okay. So if you use the left side, you're going to get your stretch between the shoulder blades and the spine, where everyone complains of the tightness and the knots. Okay. Now sometimes you'll struggle to get this position because your arms are too big, because your muscles are too big, or your chest muscles are too big. And that's okay. Just say, hey, I can't do it. My gun's too big. Or we're just a bit tight. So over time, as we loosen up other bits, it will get there. It might. So lifting the elbows up. The more this top hand, in this case the left hand, it turns away, the more the palm turns forward, the more pull in the upper back. And we'll come down. We're going to release the shoulders, give a little roll. Check it all feels groovy. And we swap. This time right arm goes over the left. So again, we cross, if we can. We fold up, we either hook the thumb or the palms together if possible. Turning this palm, this right palm forward if possible, or at least to the side, and then we lift. We want to find that point where we feel it pull across the shoulder blade. One last thing on this, just look at it from the side. If I bring my hands into my face here and lift, nothing much happens. So bring the hands forward. You might even want to take them a lot further forward. See how that feels and then lift. Okay? So you're experimenting. As I've said before, I'm just trying to guide you into position and you find it. That's your job. Is to play with it. Hands forward, hands back, turn the palm, move things, arms to one side. Fiddle, wriggle, find the pose, find the stretch. Then we're going to release and come down. Give the shoulders a wee roll. Lift and drop. Now we do a very similar stretch. The jiu-jitsu people out there, martial people, you might recognize this-ish. We're going to do the same thing again, right? Left arm's on top of the right. This time, if I can, I'm either going to grab the thumb or I'm going to grab the wrist. Rather than lifting the elbows up, I'm just going to keep them the same height with my shoulders down, away from my ears. I'm going to pull this wrist that way, to the left. See that? Now in the jiu-jitsu world, we call this the Americana. It's a nasty little shoulder lock. Remember, all the locks can be kind of stretches, well, some of them. So here I'm stretching around that shoulder. Not wrenching it off, just stretching it a little. Again, shoulders want to come up. Encourage them to stay down. And there's three main aspects to your tension. One is the muscles are tight, which means you need to stretch them. The other is that other muscles are too weak. So your muscles are weak, they tend to get tired and knotty from doing more work than they want to do without getting a chance to rest. Release this, come out gently, gently. Check shoulders are okay, roll. Swap. Arms out to the side, right arm's over the left. Reaching up, either grabbing the thumb and we pull across, or grab the wrist and pull across, or if we're nowhere near it, just maybe repeat the last one. I hold here, I don't wrench it, shoulders are delicate little things. I pull. So I'm mobilizing my shoulder. There's a misconception that tight muscles are strong muscles. Often they're muscles, particularly postural muscles, are working harder than they should do because other muscles are either not working properly, they're too weak, or they're tight, or the posture is off, and therefore it's having to hold you up. So a lot of your upper back and neck tension is because the chest is tight and pulling you forward, and those back muscles are trying to pull back against that to keep you straight. Which is why, when we stretch the chest and the abdominals as we just did, it takes a lot of pressure out of the upper back and the neck and shoulders. Like magic. So we're in our Americana here. Then we're going to release. Slow. Gentle. Everything around the shoulders, neck, upper body, take it real easy. Okay, shoulders are particularly prone to getting upset. Roll and roll. Now, we've just stretched the back here. We're going to get into the shoulders themselves a little. Lie on the stomach. I'm going to cross the arms underneath the body. Okay. So show you this works from this angle. One arm reaches way across, this one reaches way across here. So I want my arms to cross underneath my chest. So they're too high, I'm going to choke myself. I might come up on my toes, wriggle forward a bit, and I want to be roughly here. The arm nearer the chest is usually the one that feels a stretch. So not this one, the other one. You can wriggle here until you feel it a little bit. And then you just drop your weight. It's the dropping of the weight and surrendering to the floor that really pulls that stretch on, and most of us are going to feel it along here, okay, along the outside of the delts. This is one of those stretches where if you don't, after a while it loosens, you need to wriggle and reposition, usually going just a little bit further to find that. And we'll come out. Careful as always. And we swap sides. So all we're going to do is take this arm near the chest out, bring it round, and in front of the other one. We readjust. Walk this hand across. The other arm goes across. Adjust the weight and drop. Just to warn you as well, once you settle into this stretch, it's surprisingly relaxing. But the other reason that our muscles get tight is stress. Stress and tension. And most of us are very prone to being tight in the same muscles. Neck, the shoulders are classics. And the hips, which we covered in the lower body. The body has certain areas where it holds tension, particularly in a general stress, emotional, psychological way. From acupuncture and Chinese medicine point of view, there's very good reasons for that. I'll cover that another day. And then most of us will develop tension in areas that we use a lot, we overuse, or we hold strange positions. We'll come out of this position. Again, come out easy. Check you feel all right. I'm going to grab the block. Let's see if we can stress the underside of the armpit here. So we can put the elbows in the block, just on the edge here. Then we wriggle backwards. Or in my case, I'll just move this forward a little. You can clasp your hands here, elbows are together pretty much, and you wriggle backwards. You're trying to pull yourself away from the elbows. And then, same as before, we drop. It's a dropping movement. We drop the armpits as though they were going to, armpit hair is going to touch the mat at some point. And the head can rest between the arms or on the arms. Unless you're trying to talk to a camera, of course. As you feel things ease up, you can use your toes, your hips, just wriggle back a millimeter or two and then re-sink. And we'll come out of this position gently. Woo. Carefully come back up. Sitting on the heels or cross-legged, roll the shoulders again. Check how we feel. Now I did this in the overall body one. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do a forward bend. And of course I've checked the camera angle. It reaches to about here. So you're going to lose my head when I stand up. But I'm going to bend over. And you should see what's happening. The idea is to clasp the hands behind the back. I'll do it here, kneeling. Interlock the fingers or hook the thumbs, whatever feels comfy. Or if you're tight, that's what the strap is for. You can hold the strap between your hands. Okay, so you've got this kind of a grip. The idea then is you stretch the hands down and back. I'll do this kneeling to start with. You can lift the chin here. Now you get a little stretch in your throat. So you guys are standing, okay, it's easier. Then what we're going to do is you fold over, you bend over from the hips, and you drop your head down and stretch the arms over. Okay. So if I stand now and drop, hopefully I'll still be in camera angle, and we're here. Going to mention this in the whole body one. What I like to do here is take a deep breath in and hold it, and just squeeze those arms a little strongly. And sometimes my upper back will pop and click, which feels nice. Whether it's good, I'm not sure. Again, don't tell the chiropractors or the osteopath. If you imagine here that as you breathe in, you're lengthening your arms, you're pulling them away. So rather than having your hands hunching here, you're kind of stretching them out of the shoulders, trying to make them longer. As you breathe out, think of pulling them over towards the floor. Notice here we get a bit of a stretch in our hamstrings, which is nice, although we're focusing on the upper body. So shake your head from side to side, nod it up and down a little, wriggle it around. It's a great position to allow gravity to traction or to lengthen your neck. To compensate for that heavy head of yours, especially one of those big brain people with a very heavy head. What happens is your gravity is always pushing your head into your shoulders. There's another reason your neck and shoulders get tight, which I'll explain in a moment. Don't be surprised if you're tight, if your hands hardly leave your bum. If you had that real hunching position we discussed before, if we're doing a 1,000-pound stretch, maybe use the strap here so your hands will be wider apart, give you a bit of space. Your hands will end up being here, give you a little bit of space. Remember, it's time, patience. Things will loosen over time. Okay. What we'll do here to come out of this is just bring the hands down, unlock the hands, the strap come down. Turn your toes out a little and we'll just sit into a squat. Again, if your knees, ankles, that sort of thing are happy. I do like a wee squat. Can we cover this, I think, in the low back? If not, we'll do some more low back another day. From here, we're going to sit back, pop the bum down, extend the legs out. Got another one of my favourite shoulder stretches. Call this the Kimura stretch again for the jiu-jitsu people. For everybody else, it's just what's called a bound forward bend. It's going to bend up your leg. Okay, in this case, it's going to be my left leg. Okay. Right hand comes to the side. The left arm comes round, so I'm going to reach forward to the toes here. But it's not a forward bend stretch. I'm going to bring the arms out to the side. This arm comes out. When it hits the shin, I turn it over and I bring the arm around. The right arm around the back, and I interlock these fingers here. Now that's very pretzel-y, and a lot of people are going to go WTF, which is what the young people say these days. So, remember, if you're tight in the shoulder, the higher up you are here, there's far less that you need to wrap around. It pulls your shoulder, okay, pulls the arm out of the shoulder. The more flexible people come further down. Further down you are here, it's thicker, this is thinner, you've got a bigger pull. For real bend, you can bring that foot further forward, so it really gives you a yank, okay? A yank, I shouldn't say it. It gives you a pull. Now, okay, if you're tight, what are you going to do? Take your strap, you know? It takes a little bit of wriggling. You want to hold the strap in both hands here. Reach that around, like so. Grab the strap, and do the finger wriggle until you feel you can hold on. It's not really so much about a pulling. You just want to sit here for a while and you allow the tissue to let go. This position here is pulling the hand up the back. It's a lovely shoulder lock. Should you ever want to play with that side of things. Now we come out, steady as. Slow. So we swap sides. I'll do it from the front this time so you can see. Okay. The leg comes up, other side. You reach forward, arm comes across, it hits the knee or the shin. You roll it over, and it goes around. Side on, it's going to look here, like so. Again, we're using the strap or the fingers. Now some options here. If you're just holding the strap and just struggling to even think about this stretch, just stay there and go, blimey, okay? Those more advanced people who want to try something different, you can sit up a little straight here. You can try turning your head. You can look up. You can look down. You can fold forwards. There's a few variations here. I tend to just hang out. Kind of separates the shoulder, separates the arm from the shoulder. We're going to release, slow, come out, check. Notice I go really easy on these just to check what my shoulders are doing. Now we're going to take a little twist. So again, we mobilize the spine. So two versions of this. For the more advanced people here, you tuck. In this case, if I face you, let's mirror teach again. Okay, this is my right leg. I tuck my right heel up, left foot steps over the right leg. Then I turn to the right, right elbow's outside the knee, left hand is behind, so I turn to left, my mistake. And then we twist. Don't twist the upper back. If you're tighter, you can straighten out the bottom leg. Okay, if the left leg is straight, the right foot comes over, you turn. No? Gosh, I'm lost today. Oh, there you go. Right leg, left leg's over the top. Right arm's over the top. And again, the elbow can be up, bent or straight, and then we turn. Okay. So from the side, it looks like this. And it's a twist. Try to twist your mostly upper back. See if you can tuck your belly button in and keep your hips facing forward. Turn the head so it's a neck and upper back rotation. Stay there and breathe. Here's a variation for the people who are more bendy and more advanced. What we do is we can try and get the armpit more to the knee, and then this right hand can maybe take hold of the knee here. Okay. Then the left hand comes behind. We move the ribs past the thigh, and we get a bit more of a pull in the upper back. There is an option here to put this hand through and do a bind, but a little complicated. We'll come back to the center. Momentary twist the other way, and then we swap. It's going to be right this time. So it's going to be your left leg, step the right leg over the top. Either leg is straight or the leg is bent. Left arm comes over, either straight or bent, whichever is more comfy. And we turn. Again from the side. Here the right hand is behind, not too far back. And don't hunch, you want to lift up, find the length. Then take that rotation, the head turns as well. Pull the belly in. Think of turning the hips forward whilst the shoulders go back. So we push this stretch a little bit more of the upper back. And there's the option for the looser people to get the armpit to the knee, the hand reach the other knee, ribs rotate past the thigh, and it's just a bit more pull in the upper back. And we'll come back to the center. Again, a momentary turn the other way. And then we're back. So we've stretched the front of the chest, the shoulders. We stretched the abdomen. We stretched the lats here. We stretched the outside of the shoulder, the upper back. We twisted the spine. We pulled the shoulder in a couple of different ways to mobilize it. Let's put that all together in terms of trying to get the whole shoulder to, both shoulders to move together. So we're going to take our right arm up, drop it down the spine here. Get the left arm down and then see if we can reach that up. And we're aiming to get the fingers to hook up here. Again, if we're tight, which most of us will be, here, hold the strap, bring it around, and we hold the strap. So from the back, it'll look like this. The right arm goes up and down, maybe holding the strap. The left arm goes down and up. Find the strap and you wriggle. So we're here. Now hopefully, because we warmed up a little, this won't be quite as tight as it usually is. So we're stretching the tricep on the outside of the shoulder on the right arm here, and again it's a rotation of the shoulder on the left. I'm sitting on my heels because I'm comfy this way, but you can sit up, you can stand up and walk around, you can sit in your bum, I don't mind. Sit on the block, on the bolster. Tendency here is to have the head forward, getting pushed forward from the arm. Try and see if you can use your head to just gently nudge the elbow back so you're reasonably straight. Again, a lot of the elbow out here, that's okay. Over time, it's going to come in. So there's no perfect position. It's just making sure you feel it and you're safe. And over time, things will loosen. As I said before on the lower body one, some of us will never do lotus because our bones simply aren't that shape. And some of us will find certain upper body stretches or positions or poses almost impossible because the bones are too short or too long, or again, different shapes. Release carefully, hitting. Slow, slow. Roll shoulders. And we swap. So this time left arm goes up, and drop it down between the shoulder blades. Right arm goes down, reach it up. Again, strap or no strap. Interlock the fingers if they'll fit. Or the strap. And hold. It's just a wee note. If you're almost getting there with the fingers but you can't quite make it fit, we want our lower hand to the back of the wrist on the spine. And the top hand is the palm facing towards the spine. Sometimes that last little adjustment of the wrist allows your fingers to meet. Again, note the head will tend to come forward. Best we can lift it up. Adjust the elbow position if that's more comfy. Bearing in mind, most of you will be tighter on this side, with the right arm going down and up. This is because we're tighter in the traps, that's this big muscle trapezius, and the shoulder on this side hunches forward, the right side hunches forward because computers and phones and stuff, okay? So one side you might go, oh, that's quite easy, and this side you're like, whoa. Come out gently, roll the shoulders once again. Notice that everything is starting to loosen up, it's starting to ease up. So, I'm going to move into our neck here. Now, again, make sure you're sitting comfortably, whatever works for you. And feel free to use a chair. You know, Westerners, we spend a lot of time in chairs our whole lives, so we don't have the same mobility as other cultures in terms of our knees and our hips. We can, but it's going to take some time to come back. So, be careful with the neck. Never yank your neck. I see people pulling the neck and doing this stuff. And some necks might be okay. I've always found it irritating. First of all, we're just going to do a sneaky little release of the neck. This is called a PNF, one of my favorite words or phrases. It stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Use that at parties. So, we're going to turn the head. We'll turn it to the right first. Now you're keeping your shoulders still and stable. Turn your head to the right as far as you can. They'll stop. They'll stop at some point. This is a bit complicated. When it stops, turn your eyeballs to the left. Just the eyeballs, nothing else. So you're looking back towards the computer or the TV or wherever I am. In my case, looking to the camera. We hold that look. It's quite a deliberate, intense look to the left as hard as we can for about 10 seconds. Now relax your eyes and look your eyes to the right. Turn your eyes to the right and notice how your neck should have released a lot and your head will turn quite a lot more. Ooh. Do the same thing the other side. It's a yoga secret. So you turn the head to the left. There's a point where it stops, the rotation. We go, ooh, stops. Don't move the shoulders. Shoulders are square to the front. Just the neck. Now turn the eyeballs to the right. Looking back towards the computer, TV, whatever, phone. So you're looking intently. Don't go nuts so your eyes go doodah. But it's a strong look to the right. It's about 10 seconds. Then you relax your eyes, close them for a second. Open them, look to the left. And notice how your neck or your head will turn a lot further. Ooh. I'll explain how that works at some point. For now, it's a secret. So, roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders the other way. Now we're going to take some neck rolls, just really gently here. First of all, lower your head back. Now a lot of people say don't drop your head back, and there are reasons for that. Don't smash it back, but if you drop it back gently, it's not so much you drop your head back as you lift your chin. See the difference? If I drop my head back, I just compress the back. If I keep the neck long, extra lift the chin, I can stretch this. Again, the muscles in the front of the neck shorten because the chin is down as we hunch looking over our phone and swiping left and right, etc. What I want you to do here is look up. I have to talk first, then show you. You open your mouth, look as far as you can with your mouth open, and then you try and lift your lower jaw to touch your upper jaw, which will increase the stretch. Slightly pulling the jaw forward and up because it has a bit of movement on it. That'll allow you to stretch the front of the neck a bit more. It looks a little weird, and it sounds a bit weird, but it's a great stretch for under your chin. Come down. Now from here, I'm just going to take some minor rolls of the neck. Go very slowly. Again, check your neck was happy. Some necks don't like the rolling back bit. If we go real slow, we should be okay. Now just drop your chin onto your chest and roll your neck in one direction. Here we're going to start going to the right. You just go slow. And you'll find those tight bits as you go. A few crunches and clicks and Rice Krispie type noises. And today I want to do a couple of other things, so we won't do it extra slow, but this is a marvelous thing to do yourself. Give yourself literally minutes, 3-5 minutes to go in one direction, like super slow. When you go around the back here, check it feels okay. If we go slowly, we should be fine. If you feel nauseous or weird or yucky, just come out of it. When we get back to the start, then we reverse the direction. Strangely, we find different spots of tension when we come at them from a different direction. Feel these pulls and all these fibrous bits through the front and the side. As always, if you find particular stretches that feel really useful for you, you come back to the center, just lift up, and just spend more time. Just pause the video, spend more time, we'll do some more time afterwards. Again, we roll the shoulders. Move the block out of the way. And we're so nearly finished, we're just going to lie down. As you lie down, we're going to hug your left knee into your chest. Roll that knee over to your right. So it's a spinal twisting and a little release in the low back. The important bit here though is the left hand comes out to the side. And again we can play that clock stretch of finding where the tightness is on the chest. We stop. So sometimes in yoga you'll get told to have the shoulders down and then move the leg across. That's fine. That's to twist the low back more. But here, allow your shoulders to come up. So the knee may even hit the floor. That's fine. That's not the important bit. So I want this arm to be in midair. So in the weight of the arm, when you change the angle, will give you the stretch. The best stretch I feel is 45. So I'm reaching over towards the cushion here. roughly between the level of my shoulder and my ear, so kind of halfway between the two. And I'll get a deeper part of my chest here, my pec minor muscle. And we'll come back to the center. Slow, slow. Readjust. Right knee hugs in. Right hand's on the outside of the knee. Sorry, left hand's on the outside of the knee. Take it over to your left. Extend the arm out to the side. I may have got my left and rights confused today. Sorry. Again, if I'm here, straight out to the side, there is some stretch, but it's not as effective. My arms next to my ear. Again, nothing really happens. It's usually that halfway point. Aha. Aha. And I can try turning my thumb down, my thumb up. Sometimes that will adjust things. And if you're short on time, I would do the roller or the bolster stretch for the chest, and then this one. It's called the lying spinal twist. If you focus on releasing your chest, all the neck and shoulder stuff will release itself. Obviously, if you've got time, do the whole thing. Super slow and patient. We're going to come back to the center. Because if we go over the hour, YouTube will get grumpy. Hug your knees in for a moment. Lift the hips up for a moment. Then you pop your legs out straight. Hands down by the side. Head straight. And totally relax. Give it a good 5 minutes of just nothing. Just lie there and breathe and absorb what we've done. Of course, I'm sitting up to talk to you, but your job is just to lie there and chill out. So thanks very much, team. Greg, Acupuncture Queenstown. You can leave comments or suggestions or requests in the comment section. Kids tell me I've got to say every time. You need to subscribe and like because it's super important. And I think the bell tells you when I put another video on. At some point I might get a bit more technical about this. Hope you all feel nice and mellow. I'll explain all the tension stuff next time, why we get tight in the neck and shoulders and hips, etc. Thank you very much. See you next time.